I remember it was like a forest like this one, just a little bit of larger trees, and that the sound of the birds were reversed, like they were singing a song, but it was reversed, but it was hauntingly beautiful. The song of the birds was trying to make, I mean, it seemed like they wanted to tell me something, but I wasn't able to understand it. And there in the middle of the trees, in the middle of the forest, on my path, stood a floating dragon. And in her hands was a cloak. I know I had to look inside of that cloak. She was looking at me, the dragon that was hovering over the green. And what I could see inside of the cloak was a baby, a human baby, that I came to understand that that was me. And I was shocked, I was surprised, but I was also feeling so well, feeling so good. I was looking in her yellow eyes. I could understand that this was not simply a dragon, this was Tiamat holding me when I was a baby. So I had so many, we know what dreams are, my brothers and sisters. It is a tool of the dragon. And I feel sorry if you are not able to dream that much, because dragons use that. Dragons use your mind and manipulate it so that they can enter it, so that they can make clear to you to something. I had many vivid dreams of dragons that I have now in my book of Dragon Shadows with me of how the dreams were and how they felt. But the dream of Tiamat holding me as a baby inside of a forest like this one, that was a dream that stood with me forever and always, because that is just what she was saying, that I was her child. And that was so emotional, but also confirmation of what my name suggests, Tim, son of Tiamat. And I was loving that. You can say whatever crap or bullshit that is, but for me, what I experienced in that dream was a confirmation, and I loved it. We all have our duty here on earth, whatever we have to do. For example, is it to save animals? Is it to have a message? You are a child of the dragon goddess. So another dream was about, oh, that was horrible, I was Saint George in that dream. Saint George. I was in shining armor, and I had no control in that dream. I was just looking through his eyes, and I was seeing, and that was the worst part of it. I was looking at a dragon, but not simply a dragon. It was the dragon that I could feel with me every single day, my guardian. And without even having, I had no control. There were people everywhere. People chanting, kill the dragon, kill the dragon, kill the dragon. I wanted to say, no, no, I don't want to kill the dragon, but I had no control over my hand. And without even realizing it, I cut the throat of the dragon, my dragon. There was blood everywhere on me. And from that moment, I had control again. Everyone was cheering like, yeah, yeah, kill the beast, kill the beast. And I was like, you maniacs, you assholes, why are you chanting like this? This is an innocent being. And everyone was saying, no, no, it's good that he's dead, yay. And I was, you fucking maniacs, you idiots, you humans. And I was laying on the dragon and I was saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And the dragon was looking at me, saying like, it's fine, it's okay. But I said, no, it's not fine. No, it was a painful dream. He was looking, I was seeing his eyes, closing. I felt the light going out in his eyes, and it was horrible. And I was so angry with these people. I wanted to kill them. I wanted to take their lives instead of the dragon for being so horrible. Yeah, so that is also a dream that changed me a lot, saying a confirmation for the dragon, how much I love him. I love him so much I would give my life for him. And I would never be like Saint George. I would like be the opposite of it. I wanted to save the dragon, not destroy it. So the third one that stayed with me was the puddle. the puddle. It was also inside of the forest, like this one. And I was telling you a video like this yesterday, that I saw a puddle in the middle of a forest, but it was not a simple puddle. It was huge. It was so big, and it was deep. It was very deep, and it was dark. It was filthy water. And I wanted to go away because I didn't feel comfortable in being near that puddle, near that place with water, but the dirty water. But before I knew it, I was sucked into it. And I was like, I remember that I was doing like this, like reaching for the shore of it, reaching for the light. But the more that I could realize, I could open my eyes, I could see everything, and I could even breathe in the water. And I was very surprised by this. I was no longer afraid. And out of nowhere, I could even swim like a fish could swim. And that was so strange, because there were two other, there were from nowhere, from out of a light, from the deepest part of it, there came two water dragons, and they were surrounding me. But I could swim alongside with them. I didn't understand who that was at that moment, but I came to understand that inside the deepest of where the waters are, this is an entrance to the other side, to entrance to the void, an entrance of other pages of this book. The puddle was actually the gateway to the other side, and I didn't understand this at the moment, but I was actually joining alongside with them, because the entrance of the dragon gods is in fact inside of the water. So they take the shape of a water dragon. So that is also what Tiamat is, that is also what Leviathan is, and that is also, whenever they are surrounding you, you are one of them. So you are also able to go to that gate. And I didn't understand this at that moment, but why was I so afraid of that gigantic puddle? It was dark. It was dark inside of the forest, like here. But it was at the moment I didn't understand dreams like that at all. So I had to, write this down in my book of Dragon Shadows here, and everything that stands inside of my mind, what I could remember of these vivid dreams, I have to put the puzzle pieces together. Everything is one big riddle. And that is another dream, the fourth one that stayed with me so much. Again, inside of the forest, because I guess my spirit is the forest dragon, and I saw an empty river. And normally you should say, whenever you see an empty river, yeah, that's okay, it's fine. But no, I was devastated. I was devastated that it was an empty river. I could see the fish dying, I could see the animals dying inside of the water, and I was devastated. I want to have this river back filled the river, but I was like, no, and I was taking the fish, and no, please don't die. But from behind me, there were two claws holding my hand like this. And from out of nowhere, the river was filled. I was actually filling the river. I thought it was coming out of my hand, but no, the two claws that was behind me, they took actually inside of my pulses, and they were pinching in it. So normally there should be blood coming out, but it was water coming out, water filling the river. And I was happy again, because the fish were jumping and everything was alive again, and I was loving it, until I saw who the one was actually next to me that was holding my hands. It was a dragon. Of course, at the moment I didn't understand who that dragon was, but the dragon was showing me that my blood was actually the waters. What is the waters? Water is Tiamat's blood. Water is the veins of Tiamat, and water is what creates life, and that is also what is living inside of us. Another dream was a dream that made me vegan. A dream, like I said, not all dreams are light, like the one with Tiamat. This was a dream that I saw, for example, in a slaughterhouse. I was inside of some kind of slaughterhouse, and I could smell the stench of death everywhere. And it was bothering me so much, but I could not go away from that place. And I saw all kinds of animals, like chopping off heads and things like this. And from one moment, and that is what stayed with me, the butcher took a dragon and chopped his head off. And I was like, no, but nobody could see me in that dream. I was invisible. Nobody, and I could scream how much I want. There was no, but there were still dragons in the road, like there were pigs. There were also pigs, there were dragons, there were everything. Because I was reminded inside of that dream that they were also just animals. So animals can die to be eaten. And I said, no, 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 that is horrible. And I saw a large pit with all limbs of animals and dragons, and they were all living like this, like you could see in a horror movie. And I said, that is disgusting, that is horrible, that is just human, horrible work. I mean, no, um, I was ashamed to be human at that moment, ashamed to be human of what humans are doing. So that is a dream that was the confirmation I want to be a vegan, and I want to spread the message of the dragon, which is that all earthlings are the same, that we as a human should have an example for every single life, not to destroy it, not to kill it. That is what this dream was saying. Of course, that is also a dream that stayed with me a lot. Me as a dragon. I could see myself as a dragon for the first time. That was actually one of the first dreams that I have. One of the first, because the dragon took me along inside of a dream, that I could still understand that this was the dragon realm. And I could see my dragon for the first time, a beautiful, beautiful dragon. But whenever I looked into my hands, I no longer had hands. It was a brown claw, and the other one as well. So I was looking at like this, and I was looking further. I said, I'm the dragon, and my dragon let me know that yes, because there are only dragons allowed here, because I had to leave your human self behind, but you need to go back. Now you have this confirmation what you actually are. That was many years ago, almost 20 years ago, that I had this dream, and it was the moment that I was waking up, I was serious. This was not a dream. I really had that. It was it was astral projection. This was real, but of course nobody would believe me. And of course, the last one is that stayed with me was a bit also like the same thing, like the dragon that introduced himself as Lucifer, and while my dragon was looking at us. That is the second time that I could see myself as the brown dragon, and I loved it every single second of it. The dragon that called himself Lucifer knew everything about me, every single thing but he was not moving his mouth. He was just thinking it, and I understood whatever he was saying. The one that is being called Lucifer was also saying about things that you need to be doing. Things, like I said, your story needs to be told, but your story doesn't need to be in deaf man's ears. It needs to be told, and your wisdom needs to be spread wherever you are as a human being. Lucifer was a very beautiful dragon, and my dragon was with him, but only dragons can be in that place, so I needed to leave my human self behind. So these are the dreams, actually, my brothers and sisters. I hope you have dreams as well, because this is a tool for your dragons. Dreams are very mysterious, and dreams can be manipulated for the better will, for the good. Not just some of these dreams were nightmares, but these nightmares were straight off the void that very much changed me for the better, changed me for the good, changed me for the wisdom. And I hope so much that your dragon can infiltrate inside of your dreams. Maybe your dragon gods can infiltrate inside of your dreams to share you the wisdom that you need, so that you can change and go into the direction where you need to go. Because that is what your dragon wants. Your dragons with these dreams wants to say something to you. They want to make something clear, and they also want that you go to the correct direction of your path. If you have dreams easily like myself, then you can have dreams like this. But sometimes these dreams were so heavenly dark that I was afraid to close my eyes. So like the one that made me a vegan, that is straight off Leviathan. Leviathan's work, the void. I could see the void there, but it made me much more of what I really am. And saying to the people that you have to take care for every single living being, It's not to stand out so that I'm a vegan. No, no. Or I'm a dragon witch. No, that is not something that I will say because that is not popular. It's not popular that you are saying that you are a vegan or that you are a witch, and I'm both of them. So yeah, this is the message of the dragon that I have to spread, but it's not easy. Not easy. What is the wisdom of the dragon? Not to kill, not to destroy, but to be an example for every being. Of course, seeing myself as a baby in Tiamat's hands, that was beautiful. That was straight off beautiful. That was not a dream. That was very much real. These are the forests that I'm standing in always, and Tiamat was holding me. Beautiful dragon. Beautiful goddess. I don't understand why there are not more people just loving her, how she should be worshipped. But yeah, she's not a religion, of course. She is just a spiritual path that you follow because of your spirit, what your spirit knows. A dragon slayer, Saint George, goddess. That was horrible. That was frustrating. I had no control. I still killed that dragon, and the dragon said, "It's fine. It's okay." I said, "It's not fine. It's not fine." And people were cheering, "Yeah, kill the beast." The puddle, the entrance of the other side. I could understand what the oceans were. I could understand what Atlantis was. The puddle inside of the deepest of a forest and the darkest of the pits that was filled with water. And I could swim alongside the other dragon gods who just came into that entrance, into that portal to the other side. Me seeing myself as a dragon, it's more than a revelation. It is a feeling that you always had, that is inside of you. And when Lucifer gave that confirmation again, once more, I could see that I didn't want to go away, but I needed to go away. I needed to go and continue this lifespan. So these are what dreams were saying to me. And I hope so much that you have the same kind of dreams, that these dreams can also show you the way and show you the path of the dragon, show you which direction that you have to go. It's not just believing in dragons. That is also what the dreams were telling me. It is not just believing in dragons, but everything that goes with it. Your message or something like this, your message, your magic, your wisdom, everything that surrounds you have to benefit from this, not just yourself. This is one big test. So these dreams are telling you the direction where you need to go, and I hope so much that you have one of these dreams.